Hey guys, welcome to Gaming Galaxy. I'm your host, Rob, and this is Cody. Cody, why don't you tell the people what we're going to be talking about today?
We're going to have a Nintendo discussion.
Yay!
And our subgenres are going to be the Wii U and third-party games.
Well, that sounds exciting.
Now, Rob here, he owned a Wii U, so he has...
I've owned three.
Yeah, he's owned three, so he has a little bit more knowledge in this than I do.
But you played it before.
Yes, I did.
You played, like, Sonic Lost World, right?
Yeah, it was,
It
was okay.
Parkour was crap.
Yeah, parkour was
a lot of people, but it's better on the 3DS. But anyways, Nintendo's in the pooper right now.
Yeah.
Hey, it's no joke.
And no money for Nintendo.
No, I mean, God. they're really in the poop right now. I read something on IGN not too long ago where I think they were. Did you read it? They were considering merging.
No, I did not read that.
Did you see anything about it? Now, I thought that's kind of interesting because you know how they just got out of that. I don't think it was a 3. I think it was a 3-game exclusive with Sega, and that's where they came out with Sonic Lost World. They had one of those crappy Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
Yeah, those sell so well.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
everybody loves
it's
them.
a wonder why Nintendo
What a party
does so
game.
bad.
How about we bring back Mario Party, Nintendo?
And then they got Sonic Boom coming out. It looks amazing, by the way. You know, and I thought right after I read that article about their merging thing, you know, they might do it with Sega, which it's kind of unlikely. That you kind of think with Nintendo's history with Sega, which it's kind of unlikely. That you kind of think with Nintendo's history with Sega, it could be
I honestly think it's a terrible idea.
It probably is, but I just thought it was a possibility because I think Sonic Lost World and I don't know, maybe the Olympic Games, I don't keep up with them. I mean, it's got Sonic, I love Sonic, but I don't keep up with it. I played the demo at GameStop. It just doesn't really seem like anything that I would buy. Now, the first one I really like. That's a different story.
It just seems like to me if Nintendo was going to merge, they would merge with somebody who at least is doing well.
I don't think they'd really merge with Nintendo or Sega. No, not Sega, Sony. Yeah, Sony.
Well, of course not Sony.
I know, because you were telling me earlier about how
Sony probably wouldn't let them.
Yeah, how the lead guy of Sony was wanting to pitch the PlayStation idea to Nintendo.
Yeah.
And they're just like, nope.
Nintendo would show up to be
this
like,
is a stupid idea.
Yeah,
no.
Sony would be like, hey, remember this PlayStation thing, Nintendo?
Yeah, it's, with that story, it's a wonder why Nintendo's in such a bad shape today, and it don't make sense.
Then Sony would be like, hey, we get third-party games on time. Speaking of merging, I read somewhere that Nintendo was going to start renting out their characters such as Link and Mario and their other beloved characters that are in their games.
Hopefully not Kirby. Kirby's a shit.
Yeah,
now, it's kind of interesting because I think it might help them out a little bit. It kind of seems like a desperate attempt to, gain a little bit of cash. If they're going to rent out Mario, their star pupil, whatever you're
Well, I think it's a giant fail because if they give everybody else their characters, who's going to buy the Wii U for anything?
That's pretty true. It kind of, actually, when you said merging, it kind of reminds me of what was that game called forever ago? Was it Soul Calibur where they put Link in it?
Yeah, they also had Darth Vader and the guy from Assassin's Creed.
Ezio?
Yeah, Ezio.
Really?
Yeah, he was in one of the Soul Calibur games.
Okay. See, I thought I never understood ever how they put Link.
Was Link in one?
Yeah, Link was in one. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't understand how.
I know Ezio.
You had Link on a Sony system. It just feels weird. It just sounds weird.
Or maybe that's what they're doing with. I mean, it may not even be true. I read it and I didn't fully understand the concept.
Always put Mario Kart or Mario and Sonic Race and let him get his ass kicked.
They can put Sonic in Mario Kart and let him get his ass kicked.
He wouldn't get his ass kicked. He's too slow.
I know he's too slow, so he can get his ass kicked. Okay, Rob, let's segue our way over to the Wii U now.
Oh man, I got the entire rest of the podcast about ranting about the Wii U. Like I said earlier, I've had I think 3, right? Because I know I had the original, that little 8 gig that was way overpriced. I had the Zelda one, and then I had the bigger, the bigger was it a 60? No, it was a 32 gig, and I think 2 of them tore up.
I thought all of them tore up.
I think 2 of them tore up, and I took one of them back just because I was like, well, what am I going to do with this? I thought, well, I'll just buy another one when the new Smash Bros. Comes out, but I decided to get it on the 3DS XL anyways. If you take a look at the Wii U and just the gamepad and everything, you can tell why it's in the pooper.
Yeah, the gamepad's a stupid idea.
It really is. I mean, some people like it, and I think I was watching on Game Theory the other day. They actually said that they thought the Wii U was kind of like, you remember the Virtual Boy? You remember what a good turnout that was?
Yeah.
They said the Wii U is kind of like the Virtual Pad 2. It's kind of a strange assumption, I guess. But the video makes sense though, because they both have common flaws that kind of brought them down and put them in the pooper.
Well, since Nintendo's in the pooper, maybe their slogan for the Wii U should be "Game while you're in the pooper."
Because you can do that.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's wireless. Just put that game on the screen and go for it. But,
of course, you figured out that the length of the gamepad wasn't very...
It's like 2 or 3 hours, I think. But of course, Nintendo has to be like, hey, you can buy a bigger battery. We're not going to upgrade your shit or anything.
I know this is off topic, but I also want to mention we discussed the whole third-party game thing. Not only does Nintendo get third-party games late, they don't work, since we couldn't play Marvel Lego Superheroes.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, we got for the Wii U, didn't we? And I was using the Pro Controller, and you were using the gamepad, which I hated. I remember I went and even asked the dudes at GameStop about it. They said there was that one level that everybody's having the exact same problem with. It was a glitch and you could not get past it. Nintendo had to release a patch for it. I didn't understand why release a game. I mean, don't they look at that shit whenever they debug it and stuff? You know?
Maybe they can't pay anybody to test the game, so they just...
People are like, I don't want to play this Wii U.
Yeah.
It's not that bad because the Wii U sales, it just doesn't sell near as good as the Xbox One, which is second in place of this gaming generation.
Maybe Nintendo should...
Home consoles. I don't know how the mobile consoles go.
Maybe Nintendo should just come up with a new system. And actually
they should, but we probably
next gen.
We probably won't see anything from Nintendo until next game generation, because they released their new gen systems way too early. The Wii U came out. Do you remember? Was it like the beginning of 13?
Like a year before everything else.
Yeah, because
actually, I think it came out like a year before everything else was even announced.
Yeah, I remember because. When the Wii U came out, and then the Xbox One PS4 just came out recently. I remember the Wii U's kind of feels a little bit old now. I mean, it hasn't been too long, but it's been a little while since it's been out. They still haven't had really anything on it. I remember whenever I got the Wii U, I would go to GameStop and be like, okay, sweet, we're gonna get these awesome games. There wasn't really anything up there. I remember this one chick at GameStop recommending Zombie U or something and Monster Hunters. I'm like, this doesn't sound like anything I want to play on the Wii.
I watched somebody play Monster Hunter. It looked really good. Zombie U, I've heard mixed reviews.
No, I just wanted like a good launch game with it. I think they had a Super Mario World U. I think that was one of the release titles, and then I got it with the system. And I don't like Mario. I don't play Mario. I don't really care for it.
Bring on the angry comments.
Yeah, bring on the angry comments. I played it and it was actually pretty good. I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would. I just wanted something to play with it, more than anything.
Nintendo just needed to quit being the kiddie console.
Yeah, they need to come out with games where you make people's heads explode.
I mean, I'll admit,
instead of shipping over
I can honestly say Mario, I've never had more fun in a video game than Mario. But I'm not going to buy a whole console for it.
Now, I know there are some people, me, that will go out and buy an entire system exclusively for one game. What do you think about that?
I won't do it.
I think it's kind of stupid.
Unless I just have the money laying around that I can just honestly just go and spend on something stupid.
I don't know how many people...
Sure, I'll go do it.
I don't know how many people would have like $500 just laying around so they could go out and buy Xbox One. I remember whenever I went and got mine, though, I just traded in my stuff. I got like $600 for it.
Because if I bought a Wii U, it would be... I'd buy all the Mario games that are out.
There's not that many.
And then I would just sit around until every other year when they released another one, and then I'd buy it, and that's all I'd do.
Well, what about, they got the new Smash Bros. Coming out?
I'd play it.
It looks amazing. I mean, I don't know how it's going to play on the gamepad. I mean, usually with... Oh,
yeah, that's another thing. Why is the 3DS getting Super Smash Bros. Before the Wii U? That makes absolutely no sense.
Well, it kind of makes a little bit of sense. The 3DS version won't be as high quality as the Wii U will be. The Wii U's going to have...
So is Nintendo trying to get people to buy the 3DS version by making it come out half a year early?
No.
Because it seems like if you had a Wii U and a 3DS, if you're a Nintendo fanboy, I'd say you probably do.
get both.
It seems like you would wait until the Wii U version come out, or you would just buy both.
I don't think it's that big of a deal. They've had different games, kind of like that have come out. Like games that will come out on different consoles, but will come out at different times. Have they done stuff like that before?
I don't know.
This isn't the first time.
They don't make any sense to me.
I don't know. It just seems like since the Wii U version is gonna have a much higher quality, it seemed like it would come out later because they had to put more detail into and everything. I don't know. I think there'll be a bigger difference in quality, and that just makes me feel like I don't really feel like it would take an entire half a year or however long it's going to be for the other game to come out.
I think Nintendo should just go into like handhelds.
I think so.
And maybe mobile gaming.
Exclusively?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess
they handle that a lot better than they do the consoles.
Well, yeah, I guess that would make a lot of sense because I think
actually the 3DS is probably the only thing.
Playing and owned both a Wii U and a 3DS.
I've owned
multiple times. I like the Wii U. Okay, it's cool. It's just it's not to my expectations to be worth the price it is, and it just doesn't really have. It has quality, like you've heard the joke a million times, like Nintendo's just now catching up with last generation. Yeah. I think it's kind of funny. But I don't really think the Wii U has... It's not doing as good as they want. I mean, that's pretty obvious, but, they were trying to make it a predecessor to the original Wii. And they have failed at that so much.
I think Nintendo tries to innovate too much. Yeah, they always try to do something new that other people don't.
Yeah, I've noticed that. They're always trying to get to the next place, which, I can understand that would bring a big profit if you discovered the next big thing before anyone else did. Like the Wii did it. The Wii did it with their motion gaming, and that's when Microsoft came out with the Kinect, which was, shit. The PlayStation came out with Move, which the Move's pretty cool. I got it here in the drawer. I never use it though. I think there's there's not that many games out that use the Move, There's really not that many at all.
I just think they're trying.
But the Move just came with
I can understand, innovation's great, and I'm all for it, but not when you just you don't do nothing.
They're going balls deep way too fast.
To me, they don't innovate. They just screw everything up.
I think they need to more test out their stuff before they just go ahead and dedicate an entire console to tablet gaming.
Because actually, you mentioned the Wii U, them doing it with the Wii U and motion gaming. I think that was a total fail.
You think the original Wii was?
I think motion gaming in general is a fail.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Honestly, I want to say Nintendo didn't innovate. They allowed Microsoft to do the best thing that they have because Kinect voice controls.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. It's not an uncommon thing for motion controls not to be as good as the companies want them to be, because gamers don't really want to. I know most of them don't, anyways. I don't know about some others, but a bunch of them don't really want to get up and be hopping around and skipping and jumping to play their games.
I don't.
I love controllers. I've always loved controllers. I don't want to get up and
except for Wii Sports, I'll go to Nintendo. I didn't mind playing
Wii Sports was good.
Everything else,
yeah. Hey, it looks like we're about out of time today. We're gonna have we need to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, looks like we're out of time for today. This has been Rob.
This is Cody.
And we hope you'll tune in next time for the next episode of Gaming Galaxy.